Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your SmackDown 205 live and mixed match challenge results. Happy birthday goes to Becky Lynch and Giant Gonzalez and formerly known as Rockstar Spud. And on Twitter he said, "Today's my birthday. It took me 16 years to get here at WWE, and he made his debut on 205 Live. Hello at WWE Universe. My name is Drake Maverick. Hashtag 205 Live GM." Yes, he's the new general manager for 205 Live. Also, from formerly of TNA, WWE has hired longtime Impact Wrestling announcer Jeremy Boarsh. According to BW Insider, Boarsh has been given notice to Impact and is done with the company. Boarsh was backstage at WWE events in Philadelphia over the weekend, but was telling people that he was just visiting friends. Word going around from Raw last night was that Boarsh has signed, but there's no word yet on what he will be doing with the company. Boarsh did voice over commentary work for the upcoming Impact episodes this past Thursday and filmed Impact content at the House of Hardcore event in Philadelphia on Friday. Apparently his final duties with Impact Wrestling, which is GFW. Impact Wrestling. Boarsh has been with Impact since 2002, most recently working as a lead announcer and booker for live events. He has also worked as a producer, creative writer, and backstage interviewer. Among other jobs, Boarsh was seen as a MVP for the company, as he could always be counted on, and was described by PWI as the glue that held things together behind the scenes at times. Boarsh leaving is a major loss for the company. PW Insider reported that the hire was a Triple H decision and that Boarsh will be working with WWE NXT and the WWE Performance Center. No word yet on when Boarsh will start with WWE, but it could be at Thursday's NXT tapings from Center Stage in Atlanta. Again, there have been some speculation on Boarsh being hired for the Matt Hardy storyline, as he played a big part in the original Broken storyline in TNA, but it does not appear that he was brought in for that. But he could always be put to work on storylines down the road. Boarsh did voiceover commentary for Impact last week, the second report, and filmed Impact content at the House of Hardcore, which appeared to be the final duties for the company. Boarsh's departure will be changing Impact plans in a major way, and there have been plans to move Josh Matthews into more of a character role in the storylines as the spiritual advisor of Matt Sydal, formerly of WWE Evan Bourne, which started at the recent TV tapings. Officials then planned for Boarsh and Don Callis to be the new Impact announce team, but the departure changes all of that. There's no word yet on who might call Impact action while with Callis, or what Impact will do with any in-ring content that Boarsh has not already did voiceovers for. As we noted earlier, or I noted, Boarsh's departure is seen as a major loss for Impact, as it could always be counted on when the company needed something done. WWE has signed veteran Impact Wrestling employee Jeremy Boarsh to a deal and probably be heading to NXT and the Performance Center. No word yet. I think I copied it twice. Congratulations to Jessie, who recently became a father. January 12th, his son was born. He announced last weekend that he is a very proud dad of Lucas Princeton godderz. Lucas weighed in, debuting at 8 pounds 6 ounces and measured 22¼ inches long at the time of his birth. Godderz spoke to Entertainment Weekly about becoming a father for the first time. "I couldn't be happier," Godderz says. "I now fully understand what the expression beaming with pride means. Whenever I look at him, I am overwhelmed with love and devotion. He has my unconditional love and support forever. He truly is my world." Guests recently visited Madame Tussauds Orlando to get a first look at a new wax figure of Hulk Hogan. As seen in this video link, they were in for a surprise when the statue was the hulkster himself, and he became to life right in front of their eyes. Some of their reactions ranged from complete disbelief to shocking screams, while some had tears of joy for being able to meet Hulkster for the first time. Business Insider has a piece looking at Ronda Rousey's strict diet. It was noted that her morning coffee was a necessity and that breakfast is her favorite meal of the day. She tries to have a big breakfast, a medium-sized lunch, and a small dinner, with normal breakfast consisting of a bowl of chia seeds, hemp seeds, oats, agave nectar, almond butter, raisins, and cinnamon. Bayley versus Sonya Deville was taped for WWE main event on Monday night before Raw in Philadelphia. It's worth noting that Paige was back at ringside with Mandy Rose to support the two. There was some speculation on the status of the leader of Absolution after she did not appear at the Royal Rumble on Sunday to offer support. Paige was backstage at the Rumble but was not brought out. Still no word on when Paige might return to the ring after recent reports on her in-ring career being finished due to WWE doctors refusing to clear her following the injury she suffered at a December WWE live event. WWE noted that Paige is currently out of the ring due to a neck injury, but there's been no official comments on the reports of her in-ring career being over. But I have read from two other sources that she is going to have surgery. WWE did not want her to have the surgery because of her young age. Tonight's SmackDown saw Rowan Harper, the Bludgeon Brothers, defeat two enhancement talents in another squash match. Those jobbers were Rory Gulak, the brother of WWE superstar Drew Gulak, and East Coast Wrestling Association champion Chris Wilde. Well, Chris Wilde didn't look like no champion in that match, as they wasn't even named on the SmackDown show itself. Dark match prior to WWE tapings in Philadelphia saw Naomi defeat Natalya. SmackDown opened up from the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. Greg Hamilton is in the ring to introduce the winner of the Men's Royal Rumble. Out comes Shinsuke Nakamura to a pop. Nakamura takes the mic, but fans won't stop chanting his name. Nakamura recalls the Rumble and knees to the faces of Sami Zayn, John Cena, Roman Reigns, and at WrestleMania 34, it will be knee to the face of WWE Champion AJ Styles. New WWE Champion. Nakamura points up to the WrestleMania banner hanging up high. Music interrupts and out comes Sami with Kevin Owens. Owens calls for everyone to give it up for the Rumble winner. Owens says Nakamura can point to the sign all he wants, but they were screwed out of the WWE title on Sunday night. Owens says they should be standing here as co-WWE champions, but this happened. We see stills from the 2-on-1 handicap match on Sunday night, won by Styles. Owens says that they were once again victims of SmackDown Commissioner Shane McMahon trying to hold them down. They knocked the referee for failing at his one job. Sami says Owens technically never tagged in. He just got caught up in the heat of the moment. Sami says Owens' passion and the incompetence of the referee got them into this mess, but the bottom line is that AJ pinned the wrong man. Owens says they're due another opportunity at the title and it will be facing AJ at WrestleMania, not Nakamura. Sami jumps around with a yup chant. Nakamura says AJ is a winner, but Sami and Owens are losers. Fans do the yup chant now. Music interrupts and out comes WWE Champion. AJ comes to the stage. Styles says they can talk all they want, but there will be a train wreck on the grandest stage of them all, and it will be he versus Nakamura. Styles says, right here in Philly on SmackDown, the house that he built, he proposes that they turn this dream match into a dream team. AJ proposes a tag match against Owens and Sami. Fans chant yes. The Borgasm chants start, but Sami and Owens leave the ring. Fans boo them. They stop and come back to the apron. Sami asks if they really want this match, and the fans chant yes again. Owens says nope. Nakamura and AJ knock Sami off and Owens off the apron to the floor. Sami and Owens hold their faces and back up the ramp as Nakamura's music hits. So the come segment, Kofi Kingston versus Rusev versus Zack Ryder versus Jinder Mahal to crown a new number one contender to the U.S. title. Back from the break, we see stills from Sunday's Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Fatal four-way to crown the new number one contender to the U.S. champion, Bobby Roode. Kofi Kingston versus Jinder Mahal versus Rusev versus Zack Ryder. We go to the ring. Out comes the New Day. Kofi Kingston, Big E, and Xavier Woods. Jinder Mahal, Rusev, and Zack Ryder are already waiting in the ring. Cameras cut backstage to SmackDown General Manager Daniel Bryan, Sami, and Kevin Owens. Bryan says AJ Styles does not have the power to make matches, but Bryan does. He confirms the tag match for tonight. Sami complains about the Rumble finish. Bryan says that the referee's decision is final, but he did make a mistake. Owens ends up asking Bryan to make this right and not let Shane McMahon keep them down. Bryan agrees that they deserve another shot. Bryan says that they will get another shot at the WWE title next week. Bryan says next week it will be Owens versus Sami, with the winner facing AJ at Fastlane pay-per-view in February. Sami and Owens don't like the news. We go back to the ring and the match begins. Jinder rocks Kofi while Rusev beats Ryder down. Jinder drops Kofi, but Kofi fights back while Rusev has control on the floor. Jinder floors Kofi. Ryder drops Rusev and goes in the ring to knock Jinder out to the floor. U.S. champion Bobby Roode is also out for commentary with Tom Phillips, Corey Graves, and Byron Saxton. Big E is throwing pancakes around. Rusev comes in, works Ryder around as Kofi fights back on Jinder. Kofi drops Rusev with a drop kick, but Ryder eventually comes from behind and drops Kofi for a pin attempt that Jinder breaks up. Ryder and Jinder go at it now. Ryder clotheslines Jinder to the floor. Ryder runs the ropes and drop kicks Jinder through the ropes, sending him back into the announce table. Ryder follows, but Kofi runs the ropes and nails a dive, taking Ryder and Jinder down. Rusev is in the ring now. Rusev runs the ropes, but has his leg grabbed by Sunil Singh as fans boo. Aiden English comes to run over and grab Singh, pushing him back into Big E and Woods. Pancakes are dropped all over the floor, and Big E isn't happy. Referee ejects Woods, Big E, Singh, and English from ringside. Back to commercial. Back from the break, Jinder drops Kofi on the floor. Then Rusev. Rusev then sent into the ring, and he goes down. Jinder returns to the ring and drops Ryder for a 2 count. Jinder drops knees on Ryder and keeps him down. Rusev returns to the ring, but Jinder beats him around the ring. Rusev drops Jinder twice with a pair of kicks. Jinder gets fired up to a pop. Rusev with a big charge into the corner, sending Jinder to the floor for a breather. The crowd is running wild for Rusev Day. And Rusev runs into Ryder's knees in the corner. Ryder with a missile drop kick for the top and more offense in the corner. Ryder with a broski boot. Fans are chanting for Ryder at this point. Momentarily, Jinder runs in and super kicks Ryder back to the mat. And that's the end of the crowd chant for Ryder. And gets a 2 count. Jinder with a 2 count again on Rusev. Kofi runs in and takes Jinder out along with Rusev. Kofi with a boom drop on Jinder. Kofi with SOS on Ryder for a 2 count as Jinder broke up the pinfall. Jinder with a huge clothesline on Ryder. Rusev knocks Jinder over the top rope to the floor. Rusev stacks Kofi on top of Ryder and goes for an accolade, but Jinder runs in with a roll up for a 2 count. Jinder ends up dropping Rusev with a knee to the face. Jinder grabs Rusev for the collar, but is countered. Ryder charges and hits Rough Rider on Jinder. Rusev with a big super kick on Ryder. Kofi misses Trouble in Paradise and SOS on Rusev. Rusev counters and puts Kofi into the accolade for the win and the title shot. After the match, Rusev stood tall to a pop from the crowd as the music hits. Rusev rolls out of the ring and faces off with Roode at the announce table, warning him about the title. Rusev walks off as Roode's music hits with his glorious and smiles from Bobby Roode. It's great to see him smiling these days. We see SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, walking somewhere. They say that they have had this on lock and warned the other tag teams to pay attention to what they have to say. The Usos are coming at us live and in living color. Next, back to commercial. We see how the Ascension helped Breezango take Twitter questions earlier today. Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin interrupted and knocked them for making an embarrassment of the tag team division. Shelton asked Breezango if they can beat he and Gable. Chad speaks for them and says no. They tear the room up before walking off. Ascension assure Breezango that they will handle this. We go to the ring. Out comes SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos. Usos call on the City of Brotherly Love to show them some love and brag on how they won 2 out of 3 falls match over Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable at the Rumble. 2 straight falls. But that's nothing, as they've been sweeping through since SmackDown, since day one. They show us all the teams that they have locked down. American Alpha. And they just show a picture of a cage locking on every single tag team. American Alpha 2, the Hype Brothers, Breezango, the New Day, and the Bar. They go on about their lifestyle and how they represent the various struggles that people might have, even with a crowd. They go on with the trash talking and welcome us to the Uso Penitentiary. The Usos go to leave the ring, but out comes the Bludgeon Brothers, Rowan and Harper. We go to commercial as they head to the ring. Bludgeon Brothers versus the Enhancement Talents. Back from the break, Bludgeon Brothers are already in the ring with 2 Enhancement Talents that are not named. Rowan and Harper destroy them with quick tags and power moves for another easy win. They did some work on one guy and then forced the other guy because he was trying to leave the ring area, and Luke Harper was outside the ring just standing. He's like, where is he going? Well, he gets back on the apron and forces his opponent to tag in his partner and then destroyed them both. We see Daniel Bryan's Twitter video from earlier where he announced a new top 10 ranking system that will be voted on by SmackDown superstars. Shane and Bryan will use it to make decisions on the show. Shane McMahon is backstage on phone talking about the Rumble when Ty Dillinger walks in. Ty says another time he'd want to talk about the new ranking system, but Shane knows why he's here. What happened with Sammy at the Rumble? Baron Corbin walked in and knocks Ty. Corbin also rants about wanting a shot. They have words, and Shane says they settle things in the ring here on SmackDown. It looks like we have Corbin versus Dillinger for tonight. Corbin storms off, and Shane mocks him to Ty. Leaving Ty with Shane. We go to the ring. Out comes SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. Back to commercial. Back for the break, we see steals from Asuka's Royal Rumble win and Ronda Rousey's debut. We go to the ring, and Charlotte is with Renee Young for an interview. Flair says that she couldn't be more proud to see the other women make history on Sunday in the first ever Women's Rumble, but it was the first time in her career that she wished she wasn't champion. She talks more about the Rumble and says she was then part of something that broke the internet, the arrival of Ronda Rousey. Flair says all she knows is that she's going to WrestleMania 34 as champion. Music interrupts, and out comes the Riot Squad, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, and Ruby Riott. Ruby tells Flair to forget about Asuka and Rousey. She asks Flair if she hears herself talk about breaking the internet because her ego is as big as her father's. And Flair actually smiles at that. Ruby says, of course, Flair thinks she would have won the Rumble, and of course she thinks she can pick her WrestleMania opponent. Ruby continues running Flair down as they walk to the ring. Ruby says Flair is just a cheap imitation of her father. WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair. Riot Squad is in the ring now. Ruby came to tell Flair that her time is over, but if it's up to Ruby, Flair won't even make it to WrestleMania. Flair asks if she's done yet and delivers a woo to her. Ruby swings, but Flair blocks it and fires back. Flair fights off Liv and Logan, then mounts Ruby. Logan and Liv try to stop Flair, but she fights them off and clears the ring. Flair stands tall as Liv, Logan, and Ruby look on from the floor. Momentarily, they hit the ring again, and Flair tries to fight them off, but they beat her down with a triple team. They continue beating Flair around the ring and taunting her. Fans boo as the Riot Squad stands tall. Ruby yells for them to lift Flair up so she can drop her with the Riot Kick. They stand over Flair again and look down as Ruby stared and look down at her as Ruby's music hits. We go to replays and come back to the Riot Squad on the stage. Carmella's music hits and out she comes with her Money in the Bank briefcase. Carmella hands her title shot to the referee as she is cashing in. The referee is leaning through the ropes talking to Greg Hamilton when Flair sends Carmella into the referee, knocking him out of the ring. The bell never rang. Flair gets up and stares Carmella down. Carmella leaves the ring and leaves with her briefcase as she goes back where the referee was holding the briefcase and dropped it. And then we see AJ backstage trying to talk to Nakamura about strategy for tonight. But Nakamura is being Nakamura. Nakamura mentions how he will beat AJ at WrestleMania. AJ wants to know if Nakamura is messing with him. Nakamura tells AJ to listen to him out there tonight. Ty Dillinger versus Baron Corbin was up next. We go to the ring. Out first comes Ty Dillinger. Back to commercial. Back for the break, Carmella's talking to Renee Young backstage. Carmella says the cash-in didn't go as planned, but she is the dangerous woman on the roster because she has the Money in the Bank briefcase. Carmella rants about breaking a nail during the cash-in attempt, and Renee thanks her to abruptly end the interview. We go back to the ring, and Dillinger's entrance wraps as Baron Corbin makes his way out. Bell rings, and Ty baits Corbin in, then kicks him in the gut. They go to the floor, and Ty unloads, sending Corbin into the barrier. Ty runs and leaps off the steel steps, taking Corbin back down. Ty keeps control and brings it back into the ring, but Corbin counters and turns it around with a knee. Corbin mounts Ty and keeps control now. Corbin with a big running splash in the corner. Ty fights back, but Corbin shuts him down. Ty ends up down on the floor while Corbin stands tall in the ring. Back to commercial. Back for the break, Corbin has Ty grounded in the ring. Ty tries to turn around, but Corbin keeps control. Corbin runs out and back in, but it backfires. Ty fights back with offense. Ty blocks the knee and hits a bicycle kick. Ty with more offense and drops Corbin in the middle of the ring. Ty with chops. Ty exposes his knee, but Corbin blocks the tiebreaker. Corbin drops Ty with a big shot to the back of the neck. Corbin with a choke slam backbreaker, and some fans boo. Corbin takes his time and pulls Ty into the end of days for the pin and the win. After the match, Corbin stood tall as we get his music playing. We get a backstage video of Rusev and Aiden English. Aiden sings about Rusev becoming the WWE United States Champion next week, and Rusev sends a message to Champion Bobby Roode. We cut backstage to Roode, who says he has an appointment with Rusev next Tuesday, circling the date on the calendar, but when you're the U.S. Champion, your schedule fills up quickly, and he circles more dates every single day. And ends up with a glorious on the calendar, writing it on the calendar. As he circles the O around that one, G-L, R-I-O-U-S. And then more smiles from Roode. Rusev versus Roode will take place next week. We go backstage to Sammy and Kevin warming up. Sammy says the good news is at least one of them will be getting a WWE title shot. It's just a shame that they have to go against each other. Owens agrees to both points. Sammy says then again, opportunity is all they've needed. Owens agrees and says unless Sammy fails. Sammy says sort of like how AJ pinned Owens on Sunday at the Rumble. Owens points out how Sammy got eliminated in the Rumble match after 5 minutes. Sammy says all he knows is that he won't fail in tonight's tag match because he has Owens in his corner. Owens agrees and says Sammy won't fail tonight. Owens walks off. Still to come segment, our tag team main event of the night. Back to commercial. Back for the break, the announcers plug tonight's big 205 Live episode. Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable versus Breezango. We go to the ring, and both teams are already out. Shelton starts things off with Fandango and hits him. Fandango tries to fight back, but Shelton catches him in a spine buster. We see an Ascension backstage watching the match. Shelton with more offense before Chad gets a tag in for a quick double team. Gable with a pin attempt and more offense on Fandango. Gable keeps control but is countered. Fandango plants Gable for a pin attempt. Fandango keeps control until Gable slides to the floor and pulls Tyler Breeze off the apron. Gable comes back in, but Fandango counters and covers for a 2 count. Gable turns it back around and keeps Fandango grounded by the arm. Fandango fights up and out for another pin attempt. Breeze tags in and drop kicks Gable. Shelton comes in, but Breeze kicks him too. Breeze hits Gable in the corner. Shelton tags in, but Breeze doesn't see it. Gable takes Fandango out to the floor with a crossbody over the top rope. They both land on the floor. Breeze and Shelton go at it now as Breeze kicks Shelton. Shelton counters the move and lifts Breeze up high in a powerbomb position. While Gable climbs to the top, Gable leaps out and knocks Breeze off Shelton's shoulders, and Shelton covers for the pin. Road Warrior style. The Doomsday Device. After the match, Gable and Benjamin stand tall as we go to replays. We come back to the winners standing tall as the music hits. Still to come segment, WrestleMania 34 opponents team up for the main event. AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Back for the break, all 4 superstars already out, ready for their match. AJ Styles is finishing his entrance up. KO starts off with AJ as they go at it. AJ gets the upper hand and sends Owens to make a tag. Sami tags in, as does Shinsuke. They lock up, trade holds. Nakamura ends up unloading on Sami and sending him to the corner for some good vibrations as Owens looks on. AJ tags back in and keeps control of Sami. Fan chant for AJ as he goes at it with Sami. AJ nails a big drop kick. AJ then takes Sami to the corner, and in comes Nakamura. Sami manages to back Nakamura into the opposite corner, so Owens can tag in. Owens stomps away on Shinsuke and then distracts the referee as he backs off, allowing Sami to hit Nakamura with a cheap shot. Owens with more offense until Sami tags in and keeps Nakamura in the corner. Owens tags back in with more offense on Nakamura in their corner. Owens chops Nakamura, but he fights back. Nakamura drops Owens with a forearm. Nakamura drives knees into Owens on the mat. Sami comes in and gets sent right to the floor, but this allows Owens to turn it back around on Nakamura. Owens looks out and asks Sami what the heck he's doing, if he's his partner or not. Owens drops Nakamura with a clothesline and takes his time covering for a 2 count. Nakamura gets up fighting and sends Owens out to the floor. Sami and Owens argue at ringside. Sami backs up the ramp and appears to be walking out of the match. Owens asks Sami what he's doing again. Back to commercial. Back to the break, we get another promo for tonight's Mixed Match Challenge episode. We go to the ring, and Owens has AJ grounded, while Sami looks on from the ramp. AJ fights up and out and takes control. AJ with a big forearm. AJ with a jumping shot in the corner. Owens counters the move, but AJ comes right back and drives him into the mat for a 2 count as Sami runs back into the ring to break the pin. Sami tags in and mounts AJ now. Sami with a big backdrop and another pin attempt. Owens keeps yelling for Sami to tag in. Sami finally gets tagged in as the tension continues between the two. Owens hits the senton on AJ for another 2 count. Sami wants in now, and AJ slaps him on the chest to tag him in. They continue to having words as Owens tells Sami to take it to AJ. Sami responds by tagging in Owens with a slap to the chest. They argue some more. AJ comes from behind and pushes Owens into Sami, knocking him off the apron. AJ with a roll up on Owens for a 2 count. Owens comes right back and drops AJ. Sami says this is all Owens now, and he walks out again as the fans boo. AJ decks Owens from the apron and springboards up, but Owens catches him with a gut buster over his knee. Owens with a big elbow drop out of the corner for a close 2 count. Owens with more offense, but AJ blocks the pop-up powerbomb and hits a Pele kick. Nakamura then tags in and hits a big kick to the face. Nakamura unloads on Owens with kicks down. Nakamura with more offense in the corner now. Nakamura with a high knees in the corner while Owens is laid over the top. Nakamura readies for the Kinshasa. Owens tries to run away, but AJ stops him and rolls him back in the ring. This leads to Nakamura hitting the Kinshasa for the win. After the match, Nakamura and AJ stood tall while Owens is on the mat. We see Sami backstage watching on the monitor. Renee Young walks up and asks if this is the end of their friendship, and Sami says nope. Sami says this is all about opportunity. Owens has had several titles while he's been overlooked. Sami says he's been known as Kevin Owens' friend, but after next week, he will be known as the guy who beat Kevin Owens, and then after WWE Fastlane, he will be known as the man who beat AJ Styles for the WWE title. We go back to the ring, and Nakamura and AJ celebrate in opposite corners. Nakamura points up as the WrestleMania 34 side, and SmackDown goes off the air. Okay, news on 205 Live episode that new general manager for the brand will be former Impact star Rockstar Spud. His new name is Drake Maverick, which is booed by the fans during the onstage reveal with SmackDown general manager Daniel Bryan. Maverick announced a 16-man tournament that will begin this week and end at WrestleMania 34 with the winner capturing the vacant WWE Cruiserweight title. After all, the champion was stripped as he was fired. The first round matches announced for tonight's show were TJP versus Tyler Bate and Cedric Alexander versus Graham Metalik. I'll keep you updated on the tournament as it progresses. 205 Live results. Vic Joseph and Nigel McGuinness welcome us to the show. Daniel Bryan was out to kick off the show and announce the new GM, which I'll show you a picture of that for you. Who looks to be formerly known as Rockstar Spud, a nice dressed Spud came right out with Bryan. Well, Rockstar is always in a suit. Wait, his name is not Rockstar Spud, it's now Drake Maverick. Bryan heads to the back as Maverick takes the mic, who says he's worked his entire career to be in the WWE. Maverick says the first thing they need to do is get a Cruiserweight champion through a 16-man single elimination tournament. The finals will be held at WrestleMania, and things will kick off tonight. 2 first-round matches, Cedric Alexander versus Graham Metalik, and then Tyler Bate versus TJP. Well, Twitter results from at Total Diva Seps, party like a rock star. Alexander out first, then we go backstage. Maverick shakes Metalik's hand and says to show him something out in the ring. Metalik heads off. Cedric Alexander versus Graham Metalik, first round tournament match. Handshake to kick things off, a bit of a stalemate in the early stages of the match. Alexander with some chops, while Metalik into the corner as he jumps to the apron. Springboard drop kick sends Alexander out of the ring. Alexander hops up, springboard clothesline, followed up with a front flip over the top rope and to the floor. Alexander tosses Metalik back into the ring, pinned for a 2 count. Things staying relatively slow after the flurry of attacks by both wrestlers. Metalik goes for a hurricanrana. Nope. Alexander handspring kick, pinned for a 2 count. Crowd pretty quiet thus far in the match. Again, well, at WWE 205 Live, hashtag King of the Ropes, at Graham Metalik can dig into the bag of tricks at any moment. Hashtag 205 Live. Metalik walks the ropes, drop kick lands. Alexander out to the floor. Metalik with a step-up senton that hits. A 205 Live, a 205 chant breaks out from the crowd. Big strikes from both guys. Spanish fly by Alexander. Pin for a 2 count. Both men up on the second rope. Metalik hits a hurricanrana, pin, only a 2 count. Spinning elbow by Alexander. Alexander tries for a lumbar check, but it gets countered into a nice DDT. Pin for a 2 count. That one was close. Metalik dragged Alexander near the corner and heads up top. Moonsault off the top rope. Alexander's feet up for the counter. Lumbar check for the 1, 2, 3. And Twitter comments from Total Diva Seps at Cedric Alexander. Is it stopping until he gets that Cruiserweight title? Cedric Alexander by pinfall to advance to the second round. Visit on Tyler Bate. Jack Gallagher quickly comments on the Cruiserweight tournament and heading to WrestleMania. So I guess he's in the tournament too. Backstage, Maverick meets Drew Gulak, who shows up with a bouquet of red roses and says how he's excited to see what changes Maverick makes for better 205 Live. Random Room, Mustafa Ali sits down and talks about his match against Cedric Alexander on last week's show. Ollie said it was great how much the fans enjoyed it, but was bummed he lost. He then says the tournament is what will allow him to steal the show and punch his ticket to WrestleMania. Backstage, Dr. Fentez introduces the first ever WWE Cruiserweight Champion, TJP, who goes to talk about the Cruiserweight Classic. Maverick slides in, introduces himself, and says he hears TJP talking about the past, but today is a new day on 205 Live. He continues that Tyler Bate is hungry and wants to go to WrestleMania. So which TJP will show up tonight? The champion or the whiner? At WWE comments, which at Mega TJP will face at Tyler_Bate tonight. New hashtag 205 Live general manager at Drake, hashtag Drake Maverick, is curious to find out. At WWE Network, at WWE 205 Live. Backstage hallway segment. Tozawa is bummed he wasn't a GM, but he'll be happy to get in the tournament, win it, and then fire some random guy. TJP versus Tyler Bate, first round tournament match. A Let's Go Tyler chant breaks up from the crowd before the match even gets started. Some chain wrestling to get things going. TJP able to land the first pin attempt. Barely gets a 2. TJP with a dab as he continues to lock the legs around Bate's neck. Bate able to reverse and do the same to his opponent. Back and forth pin attempts. Bate put a reverse surfboard submission. Bate able to roll it around and turn it into a swinging pendulum. TJP gets bounced to the floor. Bate picks up speed and hits a suicide dive with a kip up. Twitter comments, Total Diva Seps at Tyler Bate is doing at Tyler Bate things. TJP with a suplex, belly back. Suplex pin for a 2 count. TJP then goes right to work on Bate's shoulder. Bate able to jam TJP back in the corner a couple of times to break the hold. Bate charges in, but misses. Single leg Boston Crab while TJP sits on the top turnbuckle. TJP tries for a pin, only gets a 2 count. TJP continues to work on Bate's knee, kicks to the face, kicks to the knee, detonation kick attempt. Nope. 205 Live from Twitter account. The athleticism at Tyler Bate is on display in the first round of the at WWE hashtag Cruiserweight Championship Tournament. Hashtag 205 Live. Suplex by Bate. Another kip up. Running shooting star press. Pin for a 2. Back and forth strikes. Bate with a kick to TJ's face. Hits the ropes. TJP with a low drop kick to hammer the knee yet again. Flurry of attacks by TJP, who finally gets a knee bar lock. But Bate gets to the bottom rope to escape the hold. Bate gets to his feet and gets an airplane spin going. McGinnis wondering how great that move is for Bate's knee. Bate looking for the Tyler driver, 1997, and TJP trips him up. Knee bar lock again, though. Bate able to roll through, pin for a 2 count. Bop and bang by Bate. He heads up top, corkscrew, senton misses. Knee bar lock in deep this time. Crowd is booing. They don't want it to go down like this. Bate able to roll over and get to the ropes. TJP getting angry, charges in and gets a shoulder to the mug. Bate tries for the Tyler driver, 97 again. TJP gets the near turnbuckle, uses that to flip over Bate, rolls him up with a handful of tights and gets a victory. Winner TJP by pinfall to advance to the second round. And that concludes your 205 Live results. To view the episode on Facebook Watch of your Mixed Match Challenge, go to this link. Michael Coleslaw welcomes us to the show, and Team Ginger Snaps makes their entrance via the skank. The team Little Big Hits, the ring to a pop, the facial expressions change on the fire-haired competitors. We get videos of the teams, including Strowman, Bliss, showing Bliss how to lift a car with an extra large shirt on. It's Becky's birthday, so Sammy gets her cake. A cake. Of course, they did this on SmackDown a couple of times during the program as well. Team charities are revealed, and the Facebook vote means that the ladies start off the match. Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss versus Sami Zayn and Becky Lynch. They lock up to get us started, Becky's submission prowess takes an early lead for the Ginger Snaps. Arm drag attempt for Becky, but reverse into a roll up by Bliss. Zane pops huge for Becky dancing. We now go to the ring around the Rousey, with Becky circling Bliss around with a pin attempt. A woozy Bliss goes to the wrong corner and gets popped. Braun wants a tag, but Bliss says she's got it. Braun says he trusts his partner, who immediately gets arm drag. Alexa reverses and puts Becky in a corner. Once she gets the upper hand, she slaps in her partner to a big pop from the crowd. Sammy hesitantly enters the ring. He ducks and dodges the big man and makes the tag back to his partner. He tags himself back in and immediately gets chopped down with Strowman's frying pan hand. Tag made to Lynch, and Zane says he needs a minute. Momentum staying with Team Little Big as Bliss ramps up the savagery with some strikes and then works a headlock into oblivion. During said rest hold, the Glorious Woos work on their strategy backstage on iPads. Bliss scrapes Lynch's face along the middle rope for a bit of a burn and slams her down face first into the mat. Cover for 2. Back into a chin lock as Zane begs his partner to get up, and the crowd tries to get back into it as well. Insecurity from Lynch creates space. Bliss tries to prevent Lynch from getting to Zane, but kicks her all the way to her own corner. Both tags are made, Sammy throwing all he has at Strowman, but to no dice. Dive from Sammy, gets caught and thrown into the apron. Bliss takes out Lynch from behind and pushes her into the ring post. Zane tries to exit, stays left, but Strowman gives chase. Zane with a strategic beard grab, but gets caught again and thrown into the crowd. Strowman heads back into the ring and makes a tag. Lynch still motionless in the ring. Bliss scales the lengthy Braun Strowman for a skyscraper, twisted Bliss off the shoulders off the behemoth, and gets a pinfall. So winners of the match, Strowman and Bliss. Next week, we'll see husband and wife team, Jimmy Uso, and then we take on Goldust and newly named partner, Mandy Rose. As the injured star is out of the match, gets replaced by Mandy Rose. After the match, Renee interviews the team. Braun has taken a liking to his new partner and thinks she's kind of cute. Alexa says the feeling is mutual. The butterflies are fluttering in Strowman's stomach and darn near endearing. Alexa then says they're going to go all the way. But in the tournament, of course, get your minds out of the gutter. And that concludes my results of your SmackDown 205 Live and Mixed Match Challenge. Thanks again. Peace out. See you on Via. If you don't know, just call me, bro.